We've got a lot in the show today. We're going to talk a little bit about that line. When other parents won't reprimand their kids, but you will reprimand them. Where is the line for you? We've been talking a lot about it online.
Where's the line for you?
If they're in my house, it's all over. We have had a little situation where a little boy was a little sassy to my husband and said, and my husband said something back to him, and he said, "Are you talking to me, dude?"
Whoa!
And my husband said, "That would be Mr. Bentley," and yes, I am.
Whoa!
So,
okay. Wow.
Yeah, if you're in my house, you're under my rule.
First of all, I think he forgets that young child may have forgotten that he was a child and that he was adult. I mean, yes, and I could imagine your husband saying that. Absolutely agree. You know, I think that when certain kids, you know, are not being respectful, I think that you should set boundaries. I don't think that you should touch other
people's kids.
Absolutely, no way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But definitely, you know, something that you should be disciplining your kids. So we have a lot of people who are telling us what they think by commenting on our Smart Family 15 Facebook and Twitter pages. Like Ivory Armstrong says, children need discipline and consistency. And if someone saw my children breaking the rules, I am okay with reminding my children. I won't be okay with watching other people's children break the rules. Miriam Quintero says, I think it's really not my place to discipline anybody else's children. If they don't listen to their parents, why should they listen to me? Well, that's interesting. And Sherry Shaw says, my house, my rules, a warning or two, and if you can't follow, go home. I love that one. Obviously, this is a hot topic with a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. So join our conversation right now. Just go to facebook.com/smartfamily or on Twitter at smartfamily15. And we are looking at your stuff, your comments right now live. So log in and let's chat.
Yeah, this is a hot one. So really, what is that line that we shouldn't be crossing? Well, Dr. Lynn Kenny is the author of the Family Coach Method, and she joins us here on the couch and makes the house call the Smart Family. Nice to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here.
So, okay, let's define reprimand first, so we really know what we're talking about.
I'm so glad you started there. I'm so glad, Connie, because really it's all about the definition. Reprimand, discipline, guide, mentor, they're all different things.
Yeah.
So if reprimand to you means punish, we're probably not going to punish other people's children. That's probably not appropriate.
Right.
But if my kids go to your house, I really hope you will tell them the values and the rules. And if they don't follow them, I'm hoping that you'll remind them.
Yeah, we just like to call it clarifying the conversation. So what I hear you saying is...
Right. And I love that sentence, in our family we, or in our home we. We have also honestly been known to discharge a friend or two from our life.
Yeah.
If they really were going to come over and create havoc, then regretfully they're not coming back.
Yeah. So we shouldn't really ever cross that line where we're scolding or reprimanding a child, but does it hurt then if we actually are correcting a behavior or if we're encouraging a positive behavior rather than a negative one?
Well, I think we're all a social community, and I think you're naturally going to do that. Let's say you've got a play date. You've got a bunch of 18-month-olds or 3-year-olds, and then the kids are hitting and pushing and shoving, and one mother thinks she might empathize with her. She might be tired. She might be anxious. She might be, depressed. And so for you to jump in and simply say to her, Sheila, I'm noticing, do you think we should help?
Yeah.
That's a soft way to say we need to change that situation. So the word reprimand is so harsh, I think that we get defensive about it. But if we think about mentoring and guiding, we're more successful.
I love the do you think we should help? Because now you've kind of included yourself in that, can I help you?
Now, I'll tell you,
without saying you.
Something I teach a lot in schools. I go to a lot of preschools and consult with teachers. And what I teach them is that once you get a few children, a handful of children, to do the cultural norm, then they start to manage the whole environment. I call it the community effect. And so, sometimes if you just teach the kids, you don't have to jump in as much because the community lives it.
Yeah, exactly. So are there things then that, if you have somebody over to your house and this pattern continues, it makes it's almost like you've met somebody and 5 months later it's hard to say, what's your name again?
Yeah.
Because you've been around them so much. If the behavior continues in the household, is it harder to go backwards for that child and say, okay, I know you've done this every time you've come here, but now I'm going to
Well, I think that's the time when I think you talk to your child.
Yeah.
You say, in our family, we don't push and hit, but every time Johnny comes over, he's pushing and hitting.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do about that?
Use it as a learning opportunity.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. Exactly. And your child might even jump in. You'll be surprised. Your child might appropriately jump in.
Yeah. My daughter's favorite saying is, that's not appropriate.
Yeah. Where'd she hear that, Connie?
It just warms the cockles of my heart. Thanks, Dr. Lynn. Dr. Lynn is the author of the Family Coach Method, and it's always nice to have her here with advice. Daphne.